Hey, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Tutoring with Sheryl. And I am just really reflecting on reading. My little book that's behind me, Oh, the Places You'll Go. And I traded that out for my book of How Much is a Million. And I was thinking, reading is so important. And, when you have a child that can't read and they really get stuck, um, I think that's a real challenge for parents. And a lot of times, educators will talk specifically to parents of students who have struggling readers. But today, I'm going to talk to you about students that don't struggle. And I'm going to talk to you about why it's really important to keep your child reading during the summer. Summertime, there's a lot of downtime. A lot of times, our kids want to go to the swimming pool and play outside with their friends. And there are so many benefits to that. But we also don't want to forget about summer reading and think about the benefits to that. So I have 10 quick things that I want to remind you about the benefits of summer reading. And then I want you to think, what can you do as a parent to get your child reading? So number one, reading is going to enhance literacy skills. Okay, meaning they're going to hopefully, if your child's already a proficient reader, it's going to develop better vocabulary and comprehension skills. And you can help your child with that by talking about what they're reading, asking them questions. Ask, did you find any words in the story that you didn't know? Let's talk about it. Or teach them how to use the word in the story and the words around it. That's called context clues, to try to figure out, what does that word mean? And then those comprehension skills, like predicting what do you think is going to happen next, or coming up with something that happened in the story and talking about cause and effect. Those are really good comprehension skills. Now, reading, number two, is going to help with academic preparedness, because summer reading helps to prevent summer slide or learning loss. And I know some parents don't really see it that way, but boy, when you're in the classroom and you're just trying to get things going in the fall, it seems like it takes a long time to build up that ability to sit and read for a long period of time. And also, they kind of forget what words are and the whole practice of reading. So you really want to help prepare them for being a better reader in the classroom, but also this prepares them academically for some of those academic terms that they might run across in the fall. We also, number three, want to consider expanding knowledge, because reading exposes readers to a lot of different topics, different cultures, different perspectives, and basically the understanding of the world around them. Now, it's always up to the parent to kind of monitor what your child's reading and what they're choosing. And so I encourage you to go to the library with your child. But if you can't and you're worried about what they're reading, make sure that you look to see what they're reading. Okay, number four, the fourth reason why summer reading is really beneficial is it is going to stimulate your child's imagination and creativity. Engaging in imaginative stories and those narratives really nurtures this sense of wonder. You could have them draw a picture about what they read, or paint a picture, or they could draw a picture. They could create a three-dimensional model of what they're reading. So allow for that creativity. They could write another ending to the story, or they could read the first chapter and write the end of the story. There's so much that can be done with imagination and creativity surrounding reading. Okay, the fifth one. We want to develop critical thinking skills, because reading encourages analysis and evaluation and problem solving skills. They can become the character, or they can think about the nonfiction text and think about, well, what could have been done differently, or they can think about the cause and effects. And you should really talk to them about what they're reading, because you could start with the question of, hey, what are you reading? But go a little deeper than that. Say, can I look at your book? Look at the front cover, look at the back cover, open up the book and read a little bit yourself, so that you can have some questions in mind that you want to ask, or read the book together. So number six, For a lot of people, reading is a stress reducer. It allows them to relax. Now, if your child's a struggling reader, it might be stress inducing. So I'm really, again, really speaking to the crowd of kiddos and adults that have this love of reading and why it's so beneficial to keep it going. These things can support struggling readers as well, but I really feel like if your child's struggling to read, this should not be an independent practice. They're going to give up. It's going to be too hard. And you're really going to want to focus on finding books that are age appropriate for them, as far as, and maybe not even age appropriate, reading level appropriate. Okay, number 7, when we read, we can build empathy because we think about what the characters are experiencing and we think about how we can empathize with them in their situations. And then when we run across those things in our real world life, we can go, hey, I read about that character. I really feel sorry for this person, or I really want to help this person, or I understand this person. So we can put ourselves in their shoes and have a better understanding. When your child is reading, number 8, they are enhancing their communication skills because regular reading improves language and communication skills as well as writing skills. They're being exposed to far more words. I mean, okay, you can listen to a podcast. That's great. You're listening, but you're not reading. And there is something to that, that text to mind, and building that muscle and that recall. It's really important. Number 9, inspiring personal growth. This would be more along the lines of finding maybe nonfiction books that they want to read, motivational books, inspirational books, books that are going to generate a positive mindset. So it could really help to foster that. Sometimes kids really want to spend more time in nonfiction or fiction. Make sure that they get a good balance of both so that they not only build the facts through the nonfiction, but they build the empathy and the caring and the response to other people's ideas, feelings through that fiction part too. Okay, and the very final thing that summer reading can do is it can help to build family bonding, especially those kiddos that really struggle. You can spend time helping them read. And I really encourage you to do that. I would also really encourage you, if your child's reading a book and you haven't read it, check out another copy for yourself. And then you can do a lot of the things that I listed. Okay, so for summer reading fun and the benefits, those are my top 10 ways that you can maximize your summer reading and really get benefits. So we don't want to stick with one book all summer long. If it's going to take your child a whole summer to read a book, it's probably too hard. So make sure that you're getting them books that they can read, books that they can enjoy. But the other thing that I would say is make sure that they're not just getting one type of book. There are so many people that absolutely love graphic novels. And I think there's a time and a place for them. But I think we need to stretch our child's imagination somewhat and give them books that don't have pictures in them, because that forces them to create this mental picture in their head. So really think about that when your child is choosing books. I also think that there's a lot of benefit in picture books. So if you have like a 5th or a 6th grader and they're not checking out picture books, go ahead, let them check out a picture book. Sometimes those books are actually written at that level and it won't hurt them at all. And we can get a lot of clues about what the characters in the story are thinking from a picture book. So really think about the level of your child and the type of book that can help them be super successful. Now, if you really don't know where to start, you can check with a teacher or somebody who's in education, somebody who's kind of worked with children, or better yet, go talk to your librarian because they are a wonderful resource. So if you don't have your library card, make sure that you go get signed up for a library card. In most cases, they're free. Sometimes they're not. Like I live next to a town where the people in town can get the library card for free, but it's going to cost me money to check out the books. And fair enough, I'm not paying taxes, so I will pay for the library card if I so choose to go to that library. But there are a lot of small town libraries. If you're in a small town, you just show up and they'll give you a library card. They probably might charge you if you lose it if it's a plastic one, but I think that's to be expected. We want to keep track of our stuff. So with that, I'm going to end, but I really want you to tune in on Friday because I'm going to be talking to Yolanda Duguay. Yolanda is a math and reading educator. She's in Southern Florida. She has been doing this full time for a year, very much like myself. It might even be a little bit longer than that. And she is helping children by not only developing their academic skills, but she really focuses on those social emotional skills. And so she's going to be sharing reading strategies. And so we want to hear all about her expertise in that field. And I love to hear from other educators because it always inspires me to try something brand new. So as always, you guys make it a great day and keep the learning going.